Hurricane Laura has rapidly intensified and is now heading towards the Louisiana coast as a Category 4 hurricane. Here are the satellite-derived intensity estimates, and you can see in about 12 hours the storm went from Category 1 tropical storm up to Category 4 severe rapid intensification. Because of the extreme intensity at landfall and the large storm surge and the flat land at the coast, there is going to be an absolutely devastating storm surge from this storm. The area that looks like it's going to get the worst hit is this region of Louisiana and into Texas, far eastern Texas. I've just had a look at it. Let's take a look in a bit more detail, because there is a road that runs along the coast. It's the 82. The 82 runs along the coast. Along this road, which is protected from the coast by a buffer of land that is going to be probably entirely inundated by the storm surge. There are linear communities along the road, such as Pecan Island. Let's take a look along the road. Grand Chenier, and all of these are likely to receive inundation from the storm surge. And we've got Cameron and larger places over here, and this looks like the area that is potentially going to experience the worst of the devastation. Cameron. According to the surge maps, also places like Port Arthur, the water is going to pour into these lakes and potentially flood these areas. I don't know the details, but there's another lake here that's probably going to receive the surge into it, affecting Hackberry and then up into Lake Charles as the surge comes up the river. In fact, those two lakes are identified in the storm surge map as having a 10 to 15 foot surge associated with them. So even though they're inland a little bit, the surge is going to pile in and get this huge surge coming in. According to this experimental surge map, you can see the extent of the surge greater than 9 feet above ground. We just saw that 10 to 15 feet in these lakes here and here, and then the surge then projecting inland and even going up the river and then flooding into Lake Charles. They've got a levied area around Port Arthur, so this is an unknown in this map. But that road we're looking at is along here, and obviously that is going to be underwater. I don't think there's any mystery about this section, at least, and that area should be entirely evacuated, and people should have headed inland a long time ago. Intensity at landfall could be either Category 4 or 5. I mean, conceivably 3, but it's looking more likely 4 or 5, which means severe damage to and major roof failures on buildings and many other damages that you can read in this article. Here's the latest view of the hurricane. The eye extremely distinct, and then the lakes in question, and that road goes along here. This whole area in the surge. Here's the latest hurricane WRF showing the storm winds coming in over 100 knots and making landfall. There's the border with Texas. And so the absolute worst winds, according to this model, would be along this, in this section of coastline. So specifically, let's take a look at what is actually there. Coast comes around like this and goes to here. So it's in this section. Would be the Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge area at Cameron section. Creole. I think that essentially if you're anywhere on this map, and particularly on the 82 road or the 27 road, Holly Beach, if you're anywhere in this area, you have a few hours to get out and maybe get inland to Lake Charles or further inland. Just get inland. This whole area is going to be underwater by the looks of things. Okay, see you in the next one.